Hello, all you tiny, beautiful people that live in my computer. My name's Finn, and welcome back to How Finn Would Book. Today's episode, Oba Femi on the main roster. So, if you're into wrestling and you don't know who Oba Femi is, he is currently the NXT Heavyweight Champion. He has not lost clean in WWE, I don't think, a single time. And he is a historical fucking individual. He is great, he is great, he is great. So far in the company, he has taken the NXT North American title and ran with it the longest anyone else ever has. He has taken the NXT title and had probably the most dominant reign with the belt, maybe Karrion Kross the first time. And it has been great shit. So, as of the point of recording this, Femi has not showed up on the main roster. And he also hasn't lost the title yet. So, in my little fantasy world, Femi is going to lose the belt to Lexis Knight. Lexis Knight? Lexis King. It's not Lexis Knight. That's not his name. Why the fuck? L.A. Knight. That's not who I'm talking about. Lexis King will beat Femi by cheating. Because he needs some heat. You can't have Femi lose right before going to the main roster correctly. And also, I like Lexis Knight. Why do I keep calling him Lexis Knight? That's not his name. Lexis King is great. I love him. He's a shitty little asshole, and he's great. So King will cheat to beat Femi. And then the week after Backlash, on Monday Night Raw, Femi's going to come out, issue an open challenge, and the guy who comes out is Bronson Reed. Big boy, and what have you. The two have a fun match that ends with Reed going for a tsunami, and then Femi slipping out of the way, and then just hoisting him up, killing him with a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. After the match, he helps him up, puts his hand out for a little fist bump, and then they fist bump. And that's kind of it for that week. Next week, he comes out and he calls out what the fuck? I am geeked today. I've recorded this 7 times. He comes out and he calls out the New Day. He says, I want to prove that I'm the best. I want to prove I'm the best big man. I want to prove that I'm the best NXT champion. I'm the best. But neither of you guys have won that, huh? I guess that would be the big guy. He talks a little bit of shit. He's not being mean. He's not being rude to Big E. He's just explaining that they are not who he wanted from the New Day. But then he points to Kofi and he says, you've been to the mountaintop and you couldn't handle it. He turns to Woods and says, you haven't been, but I'm going to take you there. Main event of Raw, you versus me, just so I can prove I'm better than you. And he's going to do that a lot. Femi is going to prove to people that he's the best. He's going to prove he's the strongest. He's going to prove he's the most resilient. He's going to tell people that he's going to bring them up and put them down, which is what he's going to do. He's going to be sort of, I don't know how to describe it correctly, but he's going to take people who have had tremendous matches and have recently not been doing that. He's going to give them the highest of their career before putting them down. And he says, Woods, you have potential, but you can't capitalize. So I'm going to. And then he just kills him. Later on Raw, we have their match, which is really fucking good because those two are really fucking good. And then near the end, Kofi Kingston is going to pull the ref out of the ring, argue with him. While he's arguing, he's going to hit the ref, which will not get Woods disqualified because it's just one hit on the ref. He goes into the ring, nails, just fucking kills Femi with the Trouble in Paradise. He falls, limit break elbow, 1, 2, 2.9. The ref took forever. Don't bury Woods' finish, but the ref takes forever. 1, 2, 2.9. Femi is pissed, and he just hoists Kofi out of the ring. He then grabs Woods, powerbombs him, but he's too angry, so he just picks him up, nails him with a second. 1, 2, 3. Femi wins. After the match, Kofi and Woods try to beat the shit out of him, and for the most part it works, until Bronson Reed comes out for the save. Reed and Femi are back to back, and they just fucking murder the New Day. And then they have a match. Bronson takes on Xavier next week on Raw, and he just narrowly loses. Afterwards, Oba Femi helps Bronson up, helps him fight off the New Day, and then they go backstage and we get a quick segment of them talking to someone. We don't know who, but they're talking to somebody. The next week on Raw, one Raw away from Money in the Bank, we have... Sorry, excuse me. I'm having a rough day on recording. Jesus. On this last episode of Raw going into Money in the Bank, Woods gets taken out by Reed. Because of this, Kofi Kingston versus Oba Femi is completely fair, and Femi wins. Due to him pinning both members of the New Day, Adam Pearce comes out and says, you get a title match. You pinned both of the tag champions. Find a partner. Very quickly, Oba Femi goes, Bronson Reed. And then, at Money in the Bank, it's Bronson Reed and Oba Femi versus the New Day, which goes pretty fucking well, because I think that match would be pretty fucking cool. The ending would be not Spirit Bomb, he's not fucking Keith Lee. Big Power Bomb, Tsunami, and then he doesn't chase for Xavier Woods. Kofi's down, getting pinned. He just stands in front of Kofi, looking at Woods, and Woods doesn't fuck with that. He knows what it feels like to get fucked on by Oba Femi, and he doesn't want any. So he just gets down and prays that Kingston kicks out, which he doesn't. Oba Femi and Bronson Reed walk away from Money in the Bank as tag champions. Wahoo! On Raw, they have a fun match against Akira Tozawa and the Big Boy, because Big Boy on Big Boy action is so cool. So they have their basic tag match against... Are they still Alpha Academy? What are they called now? Tozawa and Otis. What are they called? I don't know. Totus. So Totus lose in a fun match. Next week on Raw, they have another retention against the Usos. It's not real. That's a joke. I wish there was an Usos tag match again. I miss those guys. I really miss those guys. Finn Balor and JD McDonough actually challenge for the tag titles, and they die. It's JD's first real match back, so I don't want to fantasy book too much around that, because I don't know how actually cleared he is for wrestling. But this is another month from now. I'm going to say he can take a bump or two. I'm going to say he gets fucking murdered by a powerbomb, and he would sell the shit out of it too. You know what? Make him look. Powerbomb him, and then powerbomb Finn onto him, and then powerbomb him again. 1, 2, 3. And then Chad Gable comes out. He tells Femi, you're not the best in the world. You have a ride-along because you can't do it yourself. I'm the best in the world. The greatest ever. I'm an Olympian. Bites fake gold medal. After this, he says, next week on Raw, you two versus Brutus and Julius for the tag belts. And the match happens, and at the end, Chad suplexes Oba Femi off the apron. Ref doesn't see it. And he's hurt for a minute. In the ring, Bronson Reed is fighting off Julius and Brutus, and they hit the Doomsday Brutus Ball. 1, 2, 3, and they win. They take their titles, and they run the fuck away, because Oba Femi is now up, Bronson is on his way up, and they're not having any of that shit. Femi comes in the ring, he has a mic, he helps Oba, he helps Bronson up, And he says, don't worry, I understand. Numbers game. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm still the best in the world. We'll get him next time. He then turns. Bronson looks down, looks back up, and fucking bludgeons him with the mic that he's holding. He doesn't say anything, he just bludgeons him with it. He hits him with 1 tsunami. He goes up. 2 tsunamis. He goes up. 3 tsunamis. He goes up. 4 tsunamis. He goes up for a 5th tsunami. After that, he's just quite pissed. He gets out and he leaves. On Raw, Femi comes out and his ribs are all taped up. He's hurt. He's fucked up. He comes out and he talks about the fact that he doesn't care that he's hurt. He wants Bronson Reed now. Bronson is not in the building as he was suspended by Adam Pearce, who was a good general manager. Oba says, I get him or everyone back there gets me. Femi is pissed, and rightfully so. Pearce says, okay, next week on Raw, you guys can have a match. Femi says, cool, great. Throws his mic away and leaves. That next week on Raw, they start their match, and immediately it goes poorly. They only get like 3 minutes of actual match because they just start breaking the rules. He fucking tosses Bronson out of the ring. Bronson puts him on the table, like the announce table, and hits a tsunami off the apron and through the table. He bangs his head against the apron. Femi delivers a powerbomb to the apron. They kill each other for a minute, and the ref is forced to count 10. Nobody wins. I don't like it. I don't like countouts and DQs that much, but for this it's important. Pearce comes out. He has about 35 security guards separate the two, and he says, all right, next week, you two can go at it. No holds barred. And Femi just smiles. Gross smirk. He peers over at Bronson and starts laughing. That's all it takes. Next week, it's time for their match, and it fucks. They go powerbomb through the table, and then on the rubbish of the table, Femi's laying down, tsunami off the apron onto the junk. We get a powerbomb onto to the steel stairs. We get a couple chair shots, tear the turnbuckle off, bang Oba's head off of it, and then we get a middle rope powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Femi walks away, but he turns and looks back. Grabs a steel chair and bludgeons the absolute fuck out of Bronson to a pop. Because he's not a heel. He's just getting his back. He's not a bad guy. He's just doing a bad thing for a good reason. So he fucking kills him. Next week on Raw, there's a triple threat to decide the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Champion. That triple threat is Finn Balor, Xavier Woods, and Oba Femi. Balor wants a shot at the Intercontinental title. He wants a shot at the title that he didn't. He feels that he should be champion. He should have won at Mania. And Dominic is not angry about that. He's like, okay, cool, go. Me and you would be fun. Xavier Woods is finally getting his first shot at a singles title, and Oba Femi is on a winning streak, and he's also Oba Femi, and also I'm in charge of the booking. So in the match, we get a bunch of fun spots. At one point, Finn goes for the coup de grace, and out of midair just gets fucking pounced out of the ring by Femi. We get an honor roll into a powerbomb for a 2.9. At one point, we get a limit break on Balor that's broken up by Femi. And then, near the end, Xavier Woods gets powerbombed onto Balor. Balor gets powerbombed onto the mat. Woods is out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Femi is your number one contender. After the match, JD McDonough, Carlito, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio beat the fuck out of Femi. Belt shot and what have you. And at one point, Femi monsters out of it, and Dominic gets the fuck out of there. He's not dumb. We get the one-armed spine buster thing. He does one to Carlito and one to JD. Kills both of them. He grabs Finn Balor and just fucking chucks him out of the ring. He is pissed. He powerbombs McDonough, powerbombs Carlito. He peers at Dominic, and nobody's gonna fucking touch him. No one's dumb enough to go in the ring right now. Dominic just holds his title like a dying baby. He's not letting it go. He runs away. At SummerSlam, it's Dominic Mysterio and Oba Femi for the Intercontinental strap. Near the end of the match, we have Carlito fucking with the ref. Balor runs in, but before Balor can do anything to Femi, Dominic sets up a 619 on him. Him and Balor hit a double 619. Coup de grace. And then frog splash. Ref turns around. 1, 2, 2.9. Can't get it. Femi gets pissed again. And he turns to Finn Balor. And he hoists him out of the ring into Carlito. Because, sure, JD McDonough tries to slip into the ring. He just gets powerbombed. And then he turns his head, gets set up for a 619 again, catches Dom's legs, powerbombs the shit out of him, picks him up and gives him a second. He looks like he's about to calm down and pin him, nails a third. 1, 2, 3. Oba Femi is your Intercontinental Champion. And then, from SummerSlam to the Rumble, it's kind of just him killing people. Give him a run against The Miz, because that would be fun. Let him have a match against Johnny Gargano. That would be fun. If he's not busy in the world title picture, give him a run against Sami Zayn. And most importantly, don't make him lose. Fuck, it's not that hard. At Survivor Series, if things are going the way I'd like them to, it would be, oh god, I'm choking. At Survivor Series, if things go the way I would want them to, which it does because I'm in charge here, it would be Intercontinental Champion Oba Femi versus United States Champion Drew McIntyre. And I think that would be quite nice. I think that would be a very fun match to watch. A lot of death there. At the end, Drew goes for a second Claymore and just gets caught powerbomb. And then Femi debuts a new super finisher. He hoists McIntyre up and delivers an F5. Brock's probably never coming back. Somebody should do that badass move, and Femi has already done it before. Quite well. So Femi nails him with the F5. 1, 2, 3. Don't have Femi do it all the time. It's not his new finish. It's like a once in a while sort of thing. He pulls it out when he can't beat somebody with the powerbomb. Drew kicks out of 2 power bombs, and Femi's like, alright, F5, and kills him. And then your build to the Royal Rumble is pretty easy. Femi says, I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm going to go into WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion and leave as Intercontinental and World Heavyweight. The first to do it. Cheeky bastard. He wants to prove he's the best. So he doesn't need to lose the IC title. He just has to win another. The Raw right before, Xavier Woods comes out and he tells Oba Femi, you beat me. You beat Kofi. In a tag match. You beat us. In a triple threat, you technically beat me. But something you said changed me. You said you were going to bring me to the top. before putting me down. And Woods gets in Oba's face. Just up in his fucking face. You forgot to put me down. And Woods begins to go on a rant. You pinned me, and I was moving afterwards. You didn't put me down. You talk about being a new monster. You're not a monster. You're just an arrogant asshole. Woods then goes on a rant about how he's never been in contention for a singles title. He said, Woods is my name. I'm not the trombone guy. I'm not the third New Day member. I'm not the shoulders that Kofi sits on when he holds a title. He rants and he rambles and he says, I can beat you. Because you were right about one thing. I have potential. And I can beat you. So let me have one chance. Femi doesn't say a whole lot. He just looks at Woods, lifts the title, and leaves. He doesn't say anything. At the Rumble, Femi doesn't have a match for the title because he's focusing on the Rumble. He comes out at number 4. He's got a ways to go. He eliminates a couple people. He eliminates Carmelo Hayes. He eliminates The Miz. He eliminates Jacob Fatu. And he eliminates Kofi Kingston. Woods is out, and this is at number 16 is Woods' number, I guess? I don't know. And Woods eliminates Femi, points at him, and says, 1-1. Technically not, but 1-1. And this makes Femi quite pissed. He says, he slides into the ring, powerbombs Woods, points at him, and just says, someone do their job. And then he walks away as Woods is tossed out. Sorry, excuse me. I'm all fucking jittery. Woods is tossed out by Chad Gable. That will also be important for later. Then, at at Elimination Chamber, there is an Elimination Chamber match for Oba Femi's Intercontinental Championship. It's a fun match. Starring Chad Gable, Oba Femi, Xavier Woods, Bronson Reed, and The Miz. Those are the 5s, and then there's a secret entrant. And that ends up being... What just happened to me? Wait, Bronson, Carmelo, Gable, Woods, Femi. That's 5. I'm missing something. No, Miz. Fuck, I already said... The 6th member is Carmelo Hayes. And in the match, the starting 2 are Gable and Woods. Everyone else comes out, and Femi comes out last. Yippee. Femi kills everyone. He doesn't get everybody's pin, but he kills everybody. And at the end, it comes down to 3. Carmelo Hayes, the champion Oba, and Xavier Woods. Woods fights with everything he has in his fucking arsenal, works his ass off, but he gets put down. Oba Femi sets up a powerbomb, nothing but net through the powerbomb. 1, 2, 3, Woods is out. And then Mello fights with Oba and can't get it done. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Dead. He goes for a nothing but net, catches him, powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Going forward, Woods wins a lot. He wins a match on every single Raw up until the Raw before Mania. He comes out and he says, I'm number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Oba Femi, get out here. Femi comes out, He just peers at Woods. And Woods goes on a rant again. This is my first time challenging one-on-one for a title. Kofi's not going to be in my corner. Big E's not here. And I don't need to cheat. I'm going to be the first person to beat you fair and square. And I'm going to be Intercontinental Champion. Oba puts his hand out for a handshake. Woods takes it. He pulls him in, and we don't hear what he says. But he says something. It's later revealed that he says it'll never be yours. He's trying to be a Shathid. And then at Mania, they have a really fun match, and it's good. Woods kicks out of one powerbomb. He takes another but rolls out of the ring. And he starts outworking Femi. He rolls him up, 2.9. He puts him in a lot of holds. Has to reach the ropes all the time. Plays with the ropes. Understands the ref. Goes outside for breaks. Woods is wrestling perfectly. And near the end, he hits the honor roll. Well, hold up. He hits Lost in the Woods. Femi bounces back into the corner. Comes forward. Honor roll. Limit break. 1, 2, 3. And for the first time in Oba Femi's WWE career, I think he's beaten. After the match, he shakes Woods' hand, gives him the Intercontinental title, and walks away. 2 weeks later, on Raw, there is a big match of a bunch of former Intercontinental champions. Instead of fighting for a shot at the Intercontinental champion, they're getting a shot at the World Heavyweight Champion. And not Braun, he's not in this company anymore. Oba wins. Near the end, he pins. Who's a good guy he could pin? He's beaten Balor. He pins Sheamus. Fuck it. He pins Sheamus 1, 2, 3 out of this big, 6-man or something. And now he's number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship and number one contender for Braun Breaker. Yippee. And this rivalry will go for a minute. Braun will set up a bunch of hoops for Femi to go through, and Femi will go through them. Femi has to win a handicap match against A-Town Down Under, and he kills them. He's then forced into a battle royal between 10 members of the roster, and if he gets eliminated, he loses his shot. He kills all of them. He keeps doing this for weeks, and it's now the Monday after Money in the Bank. Bronson did not have to wrestle at the pay-per-view. However, at the pay-per-view, Oba Femi beat the fuck out of Paul Heyman. He powerbombed Paul Heyman, he powerbombed Paul Heyman, and he powerbombed Paul Heyman. And then he says, this'll keep happening every single day of our programming until I get my match. And Pierce, Heyman, and Braun all decide, okay, you can have your match. And in the match, it goes really good. It's real fun wrestling. Near the end, we get a second spear for a 2.9. Doesn't work. He then goes for a spear, but gets picked up. Powerbomb 2.9. Doesn't work. And then Femi gets pissed. Heyman comes out and starts talking shit. And Femi goes outside and attacks him, but he moves out of the way, and Braun spears Paul Heyman. He then takes a powerbomb on the apron, pushed into the ring, a second powerbomb, 1, 2, 3, and just a little after a year after getting onto the main roster, Oba Femi is the World Heavyweight Champion. He holds the belt up in the corner, holds the belt up against the hard cam, he holds the belt up everywhere. And as he turns to look back to the hard cam one last time before the show goes off air, nothing but net. Straight, over hard cam. Nothing but net. Carmelo Hayes, who just won Money in the Bank, cashes in his chance and pins Femi 1, 2, 3 to become the world champion, because I think that would be quite fun. That's the end of my booking. I would have the two have a match. Hell in a Cell. Like, what would be the next pay-per-view that isn't SummerSlam? Crown Jewel or something? Night of Champions? At Night of Champions, the two have Hell in a Cell match for the title, and you can have Femi get it back. You could have Melo retain. Me personally, I would have Femi lose and then build back up to the title. Maybe have him be the Rumble winner that year. But something. Give him something fun. And you don't have to always have the big guy win. You don't have to do it with any superstar. But I think that's a fun way to leave it on a cliffhanger. Because, A, Femi versus Melo would be fucking great. B, you don't have to rocket him up like Brock Lesnar and just be like, yep, you're the champion for the next 2 years. You can have him win it, have it for 30 seconds, and then have him have to chase that. Have that be his new goal. Also, Carmelo is perfect for Money in the Bank. He's him. I apologize if this was a little all over the place. I am currently sick, and I have recorded this 4 different times. So, my apologies. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do with Oba Femi. And let me know what you thought of what I did. Thank you guys so very much for your time and support. I love you. And next week there won't be a wrestling video, so don't worry about that. Bye-bye.